Hello and welcome to the tutorial on robotic process automation using UiPath. In this session, we will consider an example to build a workflow to display the file names from a folder in the output panel and also store the names in an MS Word file. So initially we will try to choose a folder and then we will try to get all the files, in fact the file names present in the folder, and try to print those file names along with the path in the output panel, and then we will try to store all those file names into an MS Word file. So now let us quickly jump into our UiPath Studio and let us create a new flowchart here for this. Say file names display and say create. So the designer panel will be ready now. So here the first and the foremost activity that we should be adding here is the select folder activity. Okay, so using this activity we will be selecting the directory or a folder manually. So once we select it, the path of that directory gets stored in some particular variable. So for that we should be creating a variable here, say Control K and say file path. Okay, so once we choose a folder, then we need to get all the files, in fact the file names, from the selected folder. So for that we'll use a simple assign activity here, and in the VB expression we will write a method called as directory dot get files. So this will fetch all the file names. So we should also be passing this file path that we have read earlier. So this must be stored in some particular variable which is of type array, because a folder might contain more than one file, so it should be an array of type strings. So that's why we will create it in the variables panel called as file array, and let us change the variable type to array of t, and let us change this to be string and say OK. So this we will use it here so that every file name gets stored in this particular array variable. So it is file array. So here we have successfully fetched all the file names. Now the next task is to print them in the output panel. So for that we'll use a simple for each activity here so that we can loop through all the elements of the array and then try to print them one by one. So in the for each item in file array, and in the body section the first activity that we need to add here is the write line activity. Okay, so this write line activity will try to write the file names in the output panel. Okay, so here we will say item dot toString. Okay, so that it will write it to the output panel. Okay, now the next task is to type or print the same file name in the MS Word file. So before proceeding with the Word, what we need to do is we should have the appropriate package in order to work with MS Word files. So we'll be clicking on this manage packages section in the ribbon. So here you can see the installed packages here. I have already installed this UiPath.Word.Activities package, which will help us in working with MS Word files. So before working with the MS Word files, make sure you have installed this UiPath.Word.Activities package. Okay, so that we will do it now. So if we can search for Word in the activities, you can see the various types of activities available with respect to Microsoft Word here. So the activity that we will be using here is the Word application scope. So here we need to indicate a file where we can write the content. So the first thing we need to do here is to select a particular file. So let me go to the desktop and choose a file, say myfile.docs. Okay, so I have chosen a file where we can write. So now in order to write, we have a specific activity called as append text, so that whatever we want to print gets appended here. So what needs to be added or appended? So that is item dot toString. So there is one more option here, that is add new line before the text. Okay, so if we can check this box, it will add a new line before adding the text. Okay, otherwise it will keep on adding in the same line. So let us stick to this checkbox. So that's it for the workflow building. Now let us run this workflow. So it has started the debugging and it has started the execution. Now the bot has started running. So the first thing is to choose a folder. So let me choose a folder from this blog folder, say puzzle, and say OK. So it has printed the file names in the output panel, and probably it has written it in the MS Word file. So let us go to the Word file. So this is the Word file that I have created earlier, and these are the file names present in the selected folder. So this is how it will try to fetch all the file names and tries to print them in the specified manner in an MS Word file as well as in the output panel. Okay. Thank you for watching.